Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on Ramblings, I have the most crazy story you've heard all day, or even all week, or even all year. Whew, I'm actually out of breath, guys. This story evolved over the last 30 minutes, believe it or not. 30 minutes. Start off, there was a snake in Taco Bell. Taco Bell KFC combo store here near where I live. And I went inside. Yes, I actually eat inside. Meredith said, nobody eats inside restaurants anymore, fast food. Everybody goes through drive-through, mobile order and everything. Well, I eat inside. I don't like cold food. When I get my tacos, I want my tacos crunchy. I don't want them soggy by the time I get home. But, so, I park and I go up to the door, and there's a woman standing at the door. Actually, there's 2 or 3 women standing at the door, and they said, you have to drive through orders only. And I'm like, huh? I said, are you closed? She goes, no, we got a snake in the building. We can't let customers in here because there's a snake in the building. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, I said, can I get it out for you? What? You gonna get it out? I said, yeah, where's it at? It's behind that picture right there. So when you walk in the door at Taco Bell, they got these pictures all on the walls, and it was right above the waste disposal bins, the trash cans. Now those were on wheels, luckily. So I pulled those out, and I said, do you have a broom? She said, yeah, we got a broom right here. So she gave me a broom stick with nothing on either end of it. I said, well, do you have one with the broom on it? And she said, yeah, we got one right here too. So I had a broom and I had a broomstick. And I pulled the trash cans out from next to the wall, and I looked down, because these pictures on the wall, they got these standoff, these pegs. So there's about this much space between the picture and the wall. And I come around there, and there's a snake's head sticking right out. Now, right off the bat, I knew it was a non-venomous snake. I told everybody, not venomous, not poison, not poisonous, venomous. Sometimes you gotta say poisonous, but non-venomous snake, which kind of made me feel a little bit better after seeing the copperhead over at Come On 360 this weekend, which was way too close. But I seen the snake sticking its head out behind the picture there. So I said, guys, prop open the door with a chair or something and get out of the way. Get out of the way. So they prop open the one door, and the other lady held the other door open. Stood behind it. So I get up behind the picture, and I stick the broomstick down along the back of the picture. And when I did, it turned around and it started going down the wall, and all of a sudden dropped down to the ground. When it dropped down to the ground, these ladies and one gentleman in the store, had a come apart. Oh my gosh, had a good little come apart. Not for good reason. There's a snake in the store. Snakes on a plane. Well, snakes in a Taco Bell. So I corral the snake. I got the broom with the broom handle, the broomstick and broom, and I corral the snake towards the open door. Now the door they were holding open was the closest. The door that was propped open was a double door, right? So I pushed the snake out the door that was being held open, and the lady screamed and let go of the door, which squished the snake's tail, and it couldn't get away. So I grabbed the handle and I pushed the door open a little bit, but I couldn't get close enough because it was trying to strike me. I said, hold the door open. And she pulls the door open, and I pull the snake out from under the corner thing it was stuck on. And then I can allow it to go outside. Got it outside Taco Bell. You think the story's over. Guys, it's just begun. This saga did not end with the snake going outside Taco Bell. So the workers, and I'm looking right now, I'm still here at Taco Bell. The workers have 3 cars parked right outside the door to one side. Well, this little white Nissan Altima is the middle car. So that snake runs right to it, and I'm trying to shoo it, off the sidewalk so it doesn't come back in. It was really wanting to come back in. Well, as soon as it went under the car, guess what it did? Went off into a ditch, never saw it again. Nope to the nope. That snake crawled up inside the car. Of course, the girl that had this white Nissan Altima was freaking out. I can't go nowhere near that. I can't can't drive home. I can't get home. Oh, no, 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 no. Manager's outside. One of the mail workers is out there with me now. And I look and I can't see it. I can't say. I said, you can do a couple things. You can drive around the building and hopefully it falls out. Start the engine, maybe it get too hot. I don't know. And but I looked and looked. I looked under the car. I didn't see it. And so I commenced to go inside and say, can I order now? And matter of fact, the manager gave me a free meal because I got the snake out of the store. Well, thank you very much. Got me a new $9 Lux box. Didn't want to take advantage of it. I just spend what I was normally going to spend. Got me I did get me a Mountain Dew, guys. I know. I need some energy after that. Woo. Shouldn't be drinking Mountain Dew, but so I ordered my food, sat down at the table, and I was watching out the window. Guys, this story is not over. I'm still going to interact with this snake again. Just hold on. Just hold on. And I actually got a picture of it too for you. So I'm sitting at the corner. I always like sitting in the back so I can see everybody entering and leaving, and kind of like my protection and stuff. Yeah, Tim is like that. So I'm sitting at the corner table, and I'm looking out the window, and I see him get in the car, and they drove it under this by the parking lot by me over here. They drove it about 10, 15 yards. Snake did not come out. So I'm still waiting for my food. So I go out there, and I said, pop the hood. And he gets in the car, and again, this is not his car, it's his coworkers. He gets in the car, and he pops the hood. And I'm like, looking under the hood, don't see anything. I said, you know where the latch is? Can you see? He says, no, I can't see this. So I stick my hand under there and lift it up, and it doesn't have, this hood doesn't have the shocks on it to hold it up, and there's no bar. So I said, can you hold this hood up while I look? And he goes, there it is, there it is, there it is. And guys, it was about that far from the latch that I stuck my finger on. I'm not kidding, that far from the latch. I said, can you hold it up at this corner? And I got the broomstick. I took the broomstick out there, and it was basically, there's the cowl around the radiator fan, and it was up around that cowl right below the latch release. So I stick the stick in there, and I try to get it, and it starts to come completely out. I said, yes. And then I tried to push down. People starting freaking out a little bit again because they see this snake, because you can fully see it now. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a picture in right here, right there. There you go. You see him? He's sticking his head out of that radiator right there. Look, non-venomous snake, right? Non-venomous snake. And so I stick the broom right where he was, and he came out, and then he didn't drop on the ground. He went back into the firewall of the engine compartment, right? So he's back in the engine somewhere. So we actually take the broomstick with no broom on it, and I prop the hood up, and I say, all right, start the car. So we start the car, and I turn the wheel all the way over so I could see if I could see the snake up under, because he was on the driver's side there. And excuse me, I just got done eating Taco Bell, so if you see anything in my teeth, it was beans. Apologize. So the snake is over there somewhere up in that engine compartment, and I can't see him. And I said, all right, well, close the door, because we don't want the snake to go inside, out and back in the car, right? Because it's so hot out here, guys. It's 91 degrees, and it did not like the asphalt. That's why I went straight up into the car. But we figured if we kept the engine running, maybe it would get out. And so I looked, I couldn't find it. So I go inside, my food's about ready. God, I told you this is an ordeal here. This was not just a 2-second thing, me find the snake and get it out. And I did get it out. So I go sit back down in my, thinking I'm eating my meal, and I see the guy. I told him, you drive around maybe, and he's got the hood up. He lowers the hood. He's backing it up, going forward, backing up, and we see nothing. And he drives around. I see him leave, and then I finish my meal. Right around the time I'm finishing my meal, I ate pretty quickly. I see him pulls back in right to the spot it was. And I see him pull the hood again, look around and everything, and I'm finishing up. And I go, you know, that was a crazy story. So I come out here, sit in the truck, and I think I'm gonna do a rambling while I'm talking to you, right? Or while I'm in the parking lot here and I'm still watching them do stuff. And I thank the manager for my free Taco Bell, and I see him pull out again, right? And I just started recording, and I see him pull out again. When he do, I can see under the car, I see the snake fall out. The girl, the lady in the parking lot, she's like, "Oh, it's out, it's out, it's out!" And so he pulls forward, and the snake drops out, and then he backs over it, runs over it with 2 tires, right? And then he goes forward again, and the snake comes up and starts going back under the car. And the lady's like, "Go, it's gonna get back in the car, it's gonna get back in the car." And so then he backs up over it again. He ran over it 3 times, right? 3 times, and stopped, and luckily stopped behind it, and the snake was going towards a median with grass that goes back into this Taco Bell. And so I said, okay, I gotta stop. So I stopped recording, and I ran over there, and I said, hold on, I got this. Because they were gonna get a stick and smash it or do something. I ran over there, and it was right next to the curb, and there's a grassy little peninsula, and then it goes right to the back of the Taco Bell by the side back door. So I reached down, and this snake is probably 4 or 5 feet long. 4 or 5. Venomous snakes are usually short and fat, right? Non-venomous are usually longer and skinnier, and it was definitely non-venomous. So I reached down and I grabbed the snake's tail, and the manager actually recorded this, and I saw her have her phone. She was recording it. So I reached down and grabbed the tail, and they start freaking out when I touch this snake, right? Oh, he's touching the snake. So I grab a hold of it by the tail, and I drag it along the ground so it doesn't come back and strike me. And I take it about 20 yards across the parking lot, and this Taco Bell KFC is right in front of Walmart. And there's this big trench, grassy valleys, drainage area between Taco Bell and Walmart. And it's probably 30 yards wide and drops down about 20 feet. And, it has a concrete drainage system that fills it, and it drains this whole area. So I drag it all the way to the edge of the grass, and I'm probably 25, 30 yards from Taco Bell at this point. And I pick it up, and I do a Buffalo Bill, Wild Blue Babe and the Blue Ox, or whatever it was. Remember, he wrestled the snake. He rodeo lassoed the snake. Who was that? Paul Bunyan. It was Paul Bunyan. Remember, in the Big Blue Ox? I remember the cartoon about that as a kid. So anyway, I take that snake and I wing it, and it goes all the way to the center of the valley down there and falls down in the grass just by next to the concrete. And they're like, "Oh!" And the girl was recording. I said, "You gonna put this on TikTok?" She goes, "I sure am." So I'm gonna be TikTok famous somewhere. I had my shirt on, so maybe somebody will recognize my RidgeLife shirt as I was flinging this snake. Oh my gosh, crazy. But yeah, I got back. I told you that was a long story, and that snake. So I got back from Come On 360 last night. Went over to the farm with Meredith and the kids, and I had issues there. I'll talk about those probably on tomorrow's rambling, because today's already went 13 and a half, 14 minutes. And lots going on. Oh my gosh, I got lots going on. So I'll talk about that in another video. So if you like today's video and you thought it was crazy, I guarantee I got more crazy stories. And matter of fact, I had a picture of her. So, it was in the car. Snakes in the car. All right, guys, love every single one of you. If you did like today's video, give it a big old thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. It's always 100% free. Hit that notification bell right down there to be notified anytime a new video comes out on one of our channels. And until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day. Keep rambling. Go RidgeLife. Woo! Snakes in the plane. Snakes in Taco Bell. Woo!